right? Because Clemson would still be riding a 30-plus win streak and be heading toward that 47 straight if they'd have beat LSU. That's another thing that I think gets lost in here. Like, this is fresh off of them hanging 73 on Georgia Tech's skull, right? Like,
yeesh.
I mean, I keep trotting this out there because, the numbers are just fascinating to me. Clemson put up 73 on Georgia Tech, beat them 73-62. It's a 62-point differential, or 62. 64 point. Damn it, I can't do math now. What's 7 minus 73? 64. 66. 66! I write for a living. Shut up. Arkansas
don't do math and you don't dance.
Nah, man, I do this. I do this. Arkansas has held the last 3 teams it's faced to 65 points total. Georgia Tech gave up a differential of 66. And then, my favorite, Alabama allowed 72 points to be scored in the 6 quarters leading up to the second half of Georgia. And then they decided to put the clamps down, right? Because 48 plus 24 that they'd given up. So it's just wild. Another super chat. They were rolling in today. From 2015 to 2019, the ACC had a winning record against the SEC. And now the SEC is Big 12 with 2 Texas Christians. The ACC is on the rise. Watch out. I mean, I was with you until Florida State hung an L on your man's number 5 North Carolina. I was with you until the same Miami team that whooped LSU, that whooped Louisville, got head wrung by Clemson. I was with you until that same Louisville team that got their head wrung. The ACC is that good. And that's now that even this odd year where you get to count Notre Dame. It's just Clemson. You could talk about the win-loss records across conferences, but nobody cares. That's the thing that I find to be most infuriating about the bowl schedules. The Big 12 be like, yeah, well, we beat the SEC in most bowl games. So? Ain't but one team representing the college football playoff. One. That's why I get frustrated when people say the Big 12 in the college football playoff. It ain't the Big 12. It's just Oklahoma. That's it. So when you make that point about where Clemson lives, where a conference might be redundant, that is where Oklahoma has lived for 5 years. They just don't have the national championships to show for it.
I was going to say, and looking at it through that lens, so we look at the Big Ten, it's like, who is the Big Ten? It's Ohio State. Who is the Big 12? It's Oklahoma. Who is the ACC? It's Clemson. Who is the SEC? All right, so I guess you can make an argument between Alabama, and then sometimes it could be Georgia, and sometimes Florida sneaks in there, and every now and then Auburn looks good. LSU just won a national champ. That's kind of where this whole the SEC is better than every other conferences, because the other conferences, I'm not even talking about the Pac-12 right now, but ACC, Big 12, Big 10 are led by a singular halo product, while the SEC is not quite, and they haven't been for the past few years.
And this also just goes to my point about a 16-team playoff. They do 24 in the FCS, but I'll settle for 16 with automatic qualifiers from the conferences so that the conferences don't become redundant, 1. And 2, because it ain't going to change the outcome, right? Central Florida would have loved to have been a participant in the college football playoff. They would have probably got their head wrung, but they didn't, so they get to count themselves as national champs. You look at the FCS, it's the same teams in the national championship game each year, right? San Diego continues to win the Pioneer League. They make it into the playoff on that automatic qualification, and then they get their head wrung in the second round, right? Meanwhile, North Dakota State just reels off national champions, and somebody tells me that it's going to be really ridiculously lopsided. I'm going, of course it is. But now everybody gets to say they got a shot. Dang, y'all rolling. This is Madison Bandman. What do you got? With the recent future pickups that Nebraska has coming, how long do you think it will take Nebraska is playing like a top 25 team again? 2 years, but I thought Scott Frost in year 2 was going to be good, and he wasn't. I mean, they were a field goal away from being bowl eligible last year. They're bowl eligible this year, like everybody else, right? But they're not going to be any good. One, because Adrian Martinez is not that dude. All right, Ron, are you familiar with Adrian Martinez's story at Nebraska? Okay.
I'm not.
So Adrian Martinez showed up at Nebraska 2018, came on scene, threw for over 3 bills against Colorado. Colorado was like, yo, this dude is the future. And everybody else thought that dude was the future. He ain't been that good since. Now he's in a quarterback competition with a dude named Luke McCaffrey. They haven't named a starter going into the Ohio State game, which means they're going to get their head wrung. I don't give them a chance in this. They're already 21.5-point dogs. But now they got a quarterback controversy whether they want one or not. But they named Adrian Martinez a captain. Okay? They also got a walk-on, Kurt Warner's kid, Caden, who's a captain. Now, if it wasn't Kurt Warner's kid, we would not care. But a walk-on as your captain, he better be one hell of a great walk-on. And this dude had a blown hamstring last year and wasn't really that good. You lost J.D. Spielman to Texas Christian. You better start Savion Morrison at tailback because you lost Marcus Washington. Like, there's no reason to believe that Nebraska is going to be good because they can't recruit with Ohio State. They can't recruit with Penn State. They can't recruit in Michigan. Hell, they can't recruit with Minnesota right now. So as much as I want Nebraska to be worth a damn, specifically for next year when they play Oklahoma and the year after that when they play Oklahoma, it ain't in the cards. Like, Nebraska is becoming Arkansas. And Arkansas is finally coming out of their spot. Yo, man, the super chats are just taking over today. Do we have a coach?
Let's get it.
Right. This is Prince Lunatic. All right, dog. That's the last time I'm going to call you that. Do we have a coaching drought in college football with programs like USC, Texas, and Florida State? Or do these programs evaluate coaching talent poorly? All right, so Florida State has Mike Norvell in year 1. It hadn't been going well, and then he got a top 5 win. We could call UNC the softest number 5 in the last 25 years. It's still a top 5 win, and it's still something that Willie Taggart didn't get done. Would Willie Taggart have gotten it done this year? Maybe. I give him a better shot than I give Chad Morris at Arkansas. But at Texas, look, it might be Texas because this point has been made, and I'll continue to make it. Everybody expects Texas to be good, and yet they're not consistently good. Like, 7 outright conference championships in 40 years, 2 national titles in 40 years. What says Texas is supposed to be good? And then we have good coaches that show up to Texas and turn out to be crappy. Like, Charlie Strong was great at Louisville, gets to Texas, turns to crap. Tom Herman goes, 12-1, 9-3 at Houston, and then turns into crap at Texas. Right? The only dude to actually perform to the level that people expected him to perform was Mac Brown, coming from North Carolina.
And he turned to crap.
Right. Quickly, like almost a player. You had one dude that could do it. And the problem with Texas is they get more shots at getting that one dude than anybody not named Alabama, Clemson, or LSU. Or what I mean to say is, or Ohio State. Any team that hasn't won a national championship at the college football playoff, they get more shots at recruiting that guy, and they continue to miss. Like, the idea that Sam Ehlinger is your best player should haunt you as a Texas fan.